We're now joined by Hailey Valerio of the Dartmouth Field Hockey Team, this week's DartmouthSports.com Female Athlete of the Week. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
A couple of 2-1 wins, so low scoring but exciting games.
Yeah.
Friday, we will start with the reason you're here. A couple of big stops down the stretch, especially the penalty stroke with 2 minutes and 50 seconds left in a 2-1 game at Columbia. Take us through the mentality of what it's like staring down a penalty stroke that late in the game.
Yeah, I mean, especially knowing that if they scored, it would be tied. You know, there's a potential overtime with 2 minutes left. I mean, we could always go back and score, but yeah, doing a penalty stroke is definitely just, you kind of have to, I like blank my mind out and just focus on what's in front of me and doing, yeah.
So not only do you make the stop on the penalty stroke, but then they have, I think it was 2 corners in the final minute. And between the push out and the shot, I mean, you guys, you played really well defensively. You made a couple of stops, but talk about the defense you had around you. You had a lot of help that day as well.
Yeah, I think they made 2 defensive saves, which is, most teams don't even get any defensive saves, which is awesome. It really shows how awesome our defense is. And
then not only do you win, it's a conference game, which is great. You beat a conference opponent on the road. But it's also Coach Fowler's 150th career win.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Yeah, we've been trying for, I think, 4 games now. We just knew we had to get the 150th win for Fowler, and it was so awesome to be able to celebrate that in New York. And
then Sunday, a windy, kind of the weather was maybe a factor in a late game too. You guys fell behind and fought back to win. What's it like being the goalkeeper rather, and watching your team kind of respond and dig out of that deficit and come back for the win?
Yeah. So we knew we were so close so many times in our circle. We had so many shots, but just nothing was falling. And then to kind of get, when we first got scored on, that kind of motivated us to just go right in and score 2 goals and keep the lead. And the wind was crazy. I was getting blown everywhere.
And late in the game, there was a couple of a situation where they maybe had an opportunity that was unexpected, but you were able to make the save. What's something like that? I mean, you have to stay sharp. If you're not sharp, I mean, that goes in. It's a whole different game.
Yeah, it would have been, again, overtime in the last 30 seconds. But I think there was a ton of confusion in the front. I think just keeping the level of, I have to save whatever comes in front of me, even if I don't know what is going on. So yeah. And
lastly, you guys are playing Harvard on Saturday. A team that's ranked in the top 10 right now is in the driver's seat for the Ivy title. You guys can play spoiler, but you can also play spoiler on senior day. What's this like for you and your classmates, I guess, in the preparation leading up to this week's game?
Yeah, knowing it's our last home game, I think just putting it all out there, and you never know what's going to happen. I mean, on paper, they're obviously ranked and they're doing really well this season, but I think, we can give it to them. We can just keep up with the streak that we're going on. So.
Well, congratulations, Hailey Valerio, your DartmouthSports.com Female Athlete of the Week.
Thank you.
We're with Rocco DeLeo, the DartmouthSports.com Male Athlete of the Week. Rocco, big win at Columbia this past week, got to 6-0 for the team, but you had 3 sacks, a career high. Tell us a little bit about the circumstances around those sacks. A couple came in really key moments.
Yeah, the first one, they were driving, and we kind of realized they were getting closer and closer to scoring a touchdown, so we were like, all right. We talked, me and David and Jackson all talked, like, one of us has got to make the play or do something big, and I guess I was lucky enough to kind of be there and hit the right move at the time, so I was just kind of, like, thankful for that. And then the other one was on 4th down when they kind of really needed the first down to keep the drive going and try and tie up the game a little bit. So it worked out in my favor that I kind of hit a spin move on the inside, and I was just lucky enough to kind of be there and make the play.
Well, this season, the defensive line, it's a big unit. All guys all the way across, and it seems to always be, you guys are so disruptive. What is, I imagine you have a little competition between each other going forward in the games.
Yeah, no, the funniest part is, like you said, we're a big D-line, and I'm the smallest one out of the group. So David's 300, Jackson's 300, and I'm the little guy. So it's kind of funny because I'm the speed guy of the group. But yeah, no, striving at, like, you're always trying to go after Jackson because he's an ultra competitive guy, and he's the one who kind of gets the D-line going, and he's kind of the motivational guy of the group. So it's good to be working with him especially.
Now, you came to Dartmouth from Elmhurst, Illinois, and it's not exactly close to Hanover, so how did you end up here at Dartmouth?
It's actually kind of a funny story. The first time I heard about Dartmouth was from Jeremiah Duche. He's a 17. I met him kind of outside school and everything, and he's the one who put me in contact with Coach Dobes. And from there, it kind of all spiraled into the recruiting process.
So now your brother's on the team, and how much were you involved in that recruiting?
I was definitely pushing for Luca a little bit. He wanted to come to Dartmouth right out of high school, and he had some injuries happen. So he went to prep school, and he still knew Dartmouth was kind of the school he wanted to go to. So I know throughout the recruiting process, Coach Brooks was like, I get it. We know you want your brother here and everything. And Luca played really well, and they ended up taking him. So it's been fun to have him.
All right, now this week you've got Harvard. It's homecoming, big emotional game. Harvard's an opponent that's really been a thorn in the side of the Big Green over the last decade and a half. So what is the team's psyche going into this game?
I think this team especially, we've been approaching every game differently than in the teams I've been on in the past. It's just the next game. This isn't anything different. I know we've got a lot of alums coming back and they're all excited, but from the players' perspective, we're just trying to make it the next game. Once you start kind of escalating the situations and making it this crazy big deal, I think that's when it gets in everyone's head. We're doing well so far.
All right, well, Rocco, thank you for your time, and congratulations on your performance this past week, and good luck against Harvard.
Thank you very much.